welcome back to Double Dose. I'm your host, Dipesh.
And I'm your host, Daniel.
And we're here to take you from Earth to wherever the wow signal came from.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
I know what
You
that
sound
is.
just like the guy.
Yeah, wow.
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 All right, I wanted to hit you with a question straight off the bat, my boy.
Dude, fire away.
What is your biggest fear?
Holy crap, spiders. I don't know. I guess that's that is a big phobia. Fear. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I have the biggest one. That's like saying, what's your favorite movie? But I have several, I guess. Are we talking about like, yes, you know, what's the difference between a phobia and a fear?
Not really that much. A phobia will be something specialized that you can't deal with. The spider arachnophobia. They'll just say that you have a fear of spiders.
Like a massive fear of spiders.
You do.
Huge.
Even if they're tiny.
Bro.
You couldn't touch it if it was a small one? It's that bad?
Put me in a room that's 4 by 4 meters. You put a little 1 centimeter big spider in the other corner. I'm scratching at the walls to get out.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Get me out of there.
I did not know that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, it's big time. Like if you were to bring up a photo of a spider, which very funnily enough leads right into what I wanted to talk to you about today.
Yeah.
It'd make my skin crawl.
Wow, that's pretty insane.
I had this Guinness World Record 2003 book that I was gifted probably in 2003 for a birthday. And there was a page, full bleed image of a massive bird-eating spider. Like
the world's biggest spider.
And dude, I would flip through all the time because you're just learning shit and get to that page and flip immediately. Like I couldn't even look at the image because it was so big and detailed on the page.
That it would just make your skin crawl.
Couldn't handle it. Even if I were to be in a room where I can escape and a spider's falling on you, I would freak out for you that a spider's about to go on you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, dude, it's big time. It's to the point where like it's not a joke. Like if you were to play a game and throw a spider at me, we're punching on.
Holy moly.
Yeah, dude.
Right, I didn't know that. Mine would definitely be heights for sure. I can't even walk next to it's so bad. It's so bad, my fear of heights, that I couldn't even walk next to a railing that would be on a... When I'm at work and I'm walking... So we have glass elevators and I can't even lean on the glass. Yeah. I can't even lean on it. I can't touch it. I can't look at it.
That, I definitely get that fear. I feel it, but I'm not I guess I would get uncomfortable if I was in a glass floor elevator or on a bridge that has a huge drop or off a cliff edge that has a railing. I get that. I wouldn't want to, you know what? It's not so much like I'm freaked out by it. I would just never risk myself close to the edge of any of these scenarios because of how freaky the drop looks.
Yeah, I get that too. But mine is that I can't even, I'll feel my body almost becoming dizzy and falling over in the opposite direction because I can't even lean on it. If I'm walking at work and then I turn around the corridor to go down the lift and it's like a railing and it's just a massive drop on a 4-story building and you can see the bottom. And the railing's only waist height. I just feel my body just immediately take a step to the left because I can't even go near it. I just feel dizzy.
I'd say that's a common fear, and then some people feel it magnified like that because that's just an instinctual thing, right?
Yeah, and I just feel like the sensation as if I'm falling right then and there.
Right,
that's what the sensation feels like. I'm like, ugh, and I get grossed out and I can't do it.
I guess also deep water. If I were to be in the middle of the sea, but I'm not on a boat.
Yeah, I know the missus cannot deal with not seeing the bottom of where they're swimming.
Yeah, that's
so could you swim out to the ocean and not see the floor? Because I've done that. I swam around a big rock in New Caledonia. There was a big sacred rock and it was meters and meters down. You couldn't even see the bottom. And I was just swimming in maybe 20 meter deep water.
Oh, wow.
And there's fish all around me. And I swam all the way around the rock. No problem. I was not scared at all.
I'm a very confident swimmer. But for me, it's more so I know I'm no match against the sea. And there'd be a certain point where I could probably swim further out than what my feet could touch the ground. But I would never play it. I would never...
You'd never do it for fun?
I would never push it, because the sea is, you're no match against the sea.
What about boats? You okay going on a small boat out in the ocean?
I get seasick.
Really?
I learned that the hard way on a
Really bad, no matter what?
My dad organized a really cool like chartered fishing trip past the Heads, and
You're just sick the whole time?
I think he offered me sick tablets. I'm like, oh, I've been on a boat before, I'll be all right. And I was just to the point of just bile coming out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was really bad, and it was several, like 10 of us on this. It was like a big group thing.
Yeah.
And like 10 of us were just over the side, just
Whoa.
yakking
But
it.
small boats I could understand.
Yeah, it was choppy. It was really choppy.
Yeah, I think I've been in the chop before, and I've been okay. And I've been on a big boat, and a lot of people get seasick. And,
But that's insane that like I went to a Bucks last year, and it was a smallish boat. It was around Darling Harbour, so I guess it's not too choppy, and I didn't feel anything. So, and I was drinking as well, so
okay,
I guess if it's just like super choppy, it must make me feel sick.
okay,
But are we talking like a little dinghy, like right out in the middle of the ocean?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'd feel unsafe because I don't feel.
One wave could come in and annihilate you.
you're
Yeah,
just gone. Like there's no stability, and also I'd be really worried about how I got there that far with a little dinghy.
okay. Another one I wrote for me was like losing my eyesight or something like that would be a big fear. Going blind.
I mean, for sure. Like I that losing an arm. Like I guess they're no.
I think I could lose an arm. I don't think I could do blind.
They're not. I guess they're not fears that are on the forefront of my mind. But I definitely would be terrified of that happening.
Yeah.
Especially if it was instant.
Yeah, I think yes, I agree. And yeah, if you had to adapt with no eyesight. But one of the things I wrote as well was like I talked to another friend about this, and they said losing their mind, like slowly, like becoming senile or becoming. What's the
Dementia.
Dementia. Yeah, you start losing your senses. You start losing. How did I get here? What did I doing? That's a big one for
that's
me.
scary. That's for sure scary.
Yeah. Cool. And I wrote down as well. I got another question for you.
Yeah, man.
Have you ever gone a day without wearing underwear?
Like
A whole day, just wearing free balling it.
we're out. Like in
Yeah,
the world?
wherever.
I don't think out in the world, but at home for sure.
Really? I've never done it at home either.
What are we talking freeballing? I'm wearing something, but I'm not wearing underwear.
Yeah.
I have shorts that would be, I guess, like
The shorts that you do it in.
nah.
Specified.
They're like, I guess they're breathable. They're short. They're not like heavy shorts. And in summer, your boy sweats like crazy. And I have done that.
Just free ball it.
Just to cool things down a little extra, get a bit of airflow.
I've never done it. I like the support too much. I can't have my shit flying around. I need the support. I have invested big money in underpants.
Right.
I needed to have something good.
I still need to invest in underpants.
Sponsored by MeUndies.
Oh man, that'd be amazing, right?
No, I don't have I gotta do it. I prefer the feel of being supported.
Right.
Especially when I do exercise or something that is so important to me. Just not be flying around. I just think back to
for sure. Exercise. I want everything tucked
people
away.
running around like Aboriginal people in the beginning of times of civilization. They're just nutsack dancing around when they're just sprinting, chasing the kill.
But it's interesting about
Holy crap.
the male stuff that it like one leg goes forward, it kind of points the opposite way. It gets out the way.
Kind
it's interesting like that.
My shit would be flying around. I think you got to get used to it.
Are you bragging?
No.
My dick's dude, my dick's so big.
No,
man. It's in the
not
way.
my dick, my nuts. They're bouncing around too much. Yeah.
Hey, on a cold day, I'm fine, dude. I'm supporting myself.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, same a little bit. Yeah, cool. Well, that's the questions. Oh, I wanted to bring up as well. You remember how I was talking about last episode the guy that had the castle that he built himself, and they were talking about he levitated the stones?
Oh yes, yeah.
So I ended up looking that up because I was like, I thought, okay, I don't want to forget about it for the next episode in case anyone wanted to know what it was.
Yep.
And I did more deep diving to have more knowledge into what it was, that I refreshed my memory. Mm-hmm. So the place is called Coral Castle. It was in Homestead, Florida. And this guy, single dude, moved more than 1,000 tons of stone into these amazing shapes and structures. It was open to the public. He opened it to the public in 1923.
Oh, okay. I thought this was more of a recent thing.
No, pre-technology. Like just as the Industrial Revolution was happening.
Right.
Just after. Well, he was building it during the Industrial Revolution. For decades, the park featured a perfectly balanced stone gate that, despite its weight, could easily swing with a strong breeze or a push of a finger. Right?
He had set it up like this.
Yeah.
So anyone could do that.
Yep. And if a breeze came, the whole rock would spin.
Wow.
I think they said the rock weighed over 9 tons. The rock was 9 tons, and he balanced it himself.
Jeez.
And how it all worked remained a mystery until 1986, when it stopped moving, and they tried to rebalance it again using modern day machines, and they found it sat on a singular stone. And they didn't even know what this stone was, because they went to it. They said, well, this tiny stone, how can it hold this much weight? No stone we know can hold that much weight. Like, it would just shatter.
Right.
It would crush under its own pressure. So they sent it off to a geological team. It was identified as an unidentified rock. They could not pinpoint its location, and they said it wasn't a meteorite. So they said any stones on the Earth now cannot hold this much weight.
Not even like melt glass.
Nope.
Obsidian.
They said they didn't even know what substance it was.
Right.
They couldn't even pinpoint it. These were scientists. Geological scientists were like, we have no idea what it is, and it's not a meteorite. So
that's nuts.
Whatever it is very strong. This guy was a Latvian immigrant named Edward Leedskalnin, who stood 5 feet tall and weighed 45 kilos.
He's a small dude.
Small dude, did it himself. One day if anyone came to the job site and saw him working, he wouldn't, he would stop working. He would just be like, yep, I'm just going to wait for you guys to go, because he didn't want anyone to know how he did it.
Like those archangels in COD.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you turn your back, he's working away. He's he's like,
yeah, he's frozen. It's like that, Dr. What's that Dr. Scientist name?
Doctor Who?
Yeah, Doctor Who. That's it.
What's that Dr. Scientist name?
Doctor Who, and there's angels that
weeping angels or something.
Yeah, and you look at them and they're
so scary.
They can't move, and then when you turn your back, they're trying to kill you.
Yeah, it's so scary.
Yeah. So he did it all himself, but one day some kids late at night were walking past and claimed he was floating the rocks like helium balloons. That he was just bouncing them like this.
That's crazy.
And pushing them along.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were just bouncing. He also invented this kind of magnetic generator, but no one could figure out how to use it. He would like spin a crank and these magnets would spin. So maybe he floated it with magnetic force.
Do you think that he discovered these techniques?
He did it all himself. When he was interviewed, he said, I have a great understanding of mechanics.
It's not knowledge passed down to him.
Nope.
He's figured it out.
He was an immigrant. He had no idea. Taught it all himself. He was just gifted. You know, those people who just know. They're just like so gifted, and they just know what to do.
Why don't these people ever pass on this knowledge?
Yeah. So one night, however, 2 teenagers did happen to witness the construction. They later told the police the rocks were levitating in midair like hydrogen balloons. Liz Scanlon also claimed to have used no mortar, yet no light could pass through when the stones met. So it was like the cut that he used to make the stones was like laser precision, and he didn't even use cement.
This is kind of freaky because a lot of there's a lot of depictions. I think we did touch upon this on the last podcast, but there's a lot of those depictions of these great monoliths being built by levitating stones with sound vibration.
Yeah.
And there's even that really infamous block in one of the pyramids that, several stones in there are looking like laser cut, but this rock is cut in a certain way where you can see they made a mistake.
Oh, yes. I did look into this. When you told me that story, I looked into it. So they'd made the mistake, and they thought if they were cutting it with the rope of the copper,
you would know well before.
They would know well before that they had made the mistake. It's They said it took them, 8 hours of grinding just to go a couple centimeters.
Yeah, so-
and this thing was cut like meters wrong.
For
so it looks
those-
like whatever they were using cut it very fast.
For those of you that are unaware, a big high theory for how a lot of these blocks were cut were due to the Egyptians using copper tools, because that's the evidence that they've found at these sites, and there's also depictions of copper tools being used in the hieroglyphics and stuff like that. And they did tests to see how effective the copper tools are, and this is by using water and sand to make sure that these tools don't break down. And it took like 4 hours to do like an inch with like a two-handed bandsaw between two people. And
two people working nonstop for 4 hours to get a couple centimeters, and they were saying they cut every single rock like this.
Not effective at all.
No. And you need to constantly use water.
Yeah.
And that which would have been so scarce back then.
Yeah.
Or just wasting water.
Yeah. And then so there's this block in one of the pyramids that has this real sharp, perfectly straight cut that goes off into itself,
we'll
and
bring
it
up
looks
the
like a
photo for you
mistake.
guys as well.
We'll bring it up on the screen if for those of you that are listening or watching on YouTube. But basically, there's this straight cut that's been into a stone, and it's the only way you would make such a mistake is if you were able to cut this stone at a speed quick enough that you would just go into it, and if you were to have a very manual way at cutting, you would notice this mistake well ahead, but this is a deep cut that's just straight.
Yeah, it looks like whatever they did was they immediately said, oh, we've done it wrong. It's as if you're cutting something on a circular saw and went, oh, it's a wrong cut, I'll throw it away. And the size of the stone was huge.
Massive.
And the cut was so precise, and they thought, why would they cut this far and go, nah, it's wrong?
Yeah.
And you can tell very clearly it's a wrong cut. It's not like something that's like, oh, okay.
And even the stones, these building blocks don't show any sign of tools being used, because if you were to use like a drill device to drill pinholes,
you would see
the rings of the rotations, and or even just the saw marks from going back and forth. Like even if you were to cut a piece of bread, you see the knife.
The edge. You see where the edge is cut,
sliding over the loaf.
Especially on a rock, you would see it very cleanly.
Yeah, big time.
You could drill into a rock, and even with the modern day drill, if you went into the rock, you'd be like, oh, well, there's the grinding marks, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting.
I thought that was interesting. And this is what happened with this one. I came across this story maybe 10 years ago. Thought it was super interesting, and I just refreshed my memory for you guys who heard about it last episode and maybe had no knowledge on it. Found it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Ancient times, crazy.
Speaking of those fears that you brought up earlier, and one of my big fears being spiders, I remembered this core memory from when I was in preschool.
We've achieved the core memory.
It's unlocked. Do we have a little soundbite for that?
No, I'll put one in.
Okay, we'll put it in. So I remember in primary school, there was this time where we were all playing outside, and a kid noticed this spider on the ground. So we all huddled around it, being kids, and I remember being absolutely freaked out because, well, not only was it a spider.
One, it's a spider.
But, and I know, this is a memory from preschool, so obviously it's not going to be super accurate, but the memory of it hasn't changed throughout my whole life. And I can picture it right now. And basically there was this huge spider, probably like a huntsman or something, and there was this big wasp around the same size of this huntsman, and it was on the back of it.
Yeah.
Like it was almost riding it.
Yeah.
And I remember them being almost the same shade of color even. And I remember noticing this very distinct yellow stripe on the wasp. And this wasp was massive, dude. Like I haven't seen a wasp since this. And basically the spider was running towards the fence, and the teachers told us to get away from it because the wasp's wings were opening up. And then the wasp flew up with the spider over the fence, landed over the fence, and then the spider kept walking. And I just remember being like, what did I just see?
That is so random.
I remembered it, and I looked it up, and it is a thing. And I believe,
that is so creepy.
Looking at these images right now, I'm doing this for the podcast. This is for you and the podcast. But basically, there is this wasp that does do this, and I think it essentially grabs onto the spider and will try and take it away. But obviously, just the strength of the spider there's a bit of a fight there, but it happens. And it's a tarantula hawk wasp.
Ugh, it's so creepy.
It's freaking me out looking at it, dude.
Looks like a stick. You know what I was probably doing?
I remember seeing something like this.
The wasp was... So the spider was probably trying to get to somewhere where it could scrape the wasp off, like the fence or something, right? But maybe when the wasp saw it was going for the fence, it just flew with all its strength to try and get over the fence.
And it couldn't hold it, so it just landed after the fence. It was it was so bizarre to see, because as a kid, it looked like they were working together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
only as an adult, you're like, oh, something.
Fusion of animals, of like merging together to become a super animal.
Because there was this, I remember they were the same shade of brown, both of them. It always looked like they were like camouflaged with bark.
Yes.
Yeah. And man, that was freaky.
Insects are creepy. They're super weird.
So freaky, man.
So, were you worried you were going to get attacked by this, or was it the whole class watching it and getting freaked out?
No, yeah, I think I think just as a kid, you're just like, ooh, bugs. But I just remember watching it and then being like, whoa, what is going on here? And never seen it ever since. And that was really freaky.
Wasps attack spiders a lot because they can fly. So they usually win. They got the upper hand because they sting them from the top. And the spider can't do much.
Did you know there's some scorpions, as a defense mechanism, they just do suicide. They'll put the stinger right in their brain.
Why do they do that?
If they're backed into a corner, there's no way out. Stinger, boom, in the brain, kill yourself.
Is it to poison themselves so they can't be eaten?
I think it's just to end themselves.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they have that kind of thought.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think their brains could even comprehend killing themselves.
I don't know if it's like, maybe it's a mental health prevention.
Yeah.
Like when the deers just go limp because they know they're going to get eaten.
What a weird defense mechanism. Just kill myself.
I'll try and look it up real
Fainting
quick.
goat style. You can't have the thrill of the fight. Boop.
Yeah.
You sure it actually kills itself and not just paralyzes itself? Do they have a brain?
Yeah. So, they do, of course. But apparently a scorpion, when confronted with an unsurmountable threat, such as a ring of fire closed in, will sometimes opt to take its own life.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
What a cool... That is...
I guess when it's I don't know, a lot of this stuff is about when it's surrounded by fire, which is like, how often does that happen? But, dude, these scorpions just go, see you later.
Yeah. Do you remember hearing the story back when I was at school and I heard about it first time? These huge scorpion spider things that live in the desert called camel spiders. You ever heard of them? Look one up. Just put camel spider. It's fucking massive.
You heard my Guinness World Record story. You're making me search up.
It has 10 limbs, which is a bit weird because it doesn't look like a spider, but...
Oh, man. Look, this is like fear factor for me. I can't. I got to opt out. So I get it.
These things...
I get it.
So the way they there's been stories of... So they're huge, and there's been stories of guys in the desert in the army waking up without an arm.
What?
Because the spider
I know of this.
Injects you in the middle of the night.
It eats away the skin.
Yeah, and it slowly cuts away at your skin in the middle of the night, and you're totally numb and you can't feel it. It injects you with a anesthetic, and then it slowly eats away at your limb until it takes, like, your whole arm is eaten off.
I
don't know if it can get through the bone, but yeah, it eats a lot of you.
I remember also seeing this picture years ago of
that's the
golden orb eating a bird, and it just reminds me of the spiders. That one's been
with me forever. I've never forgotten that image.
That reminds me of the spiders in Jumanji.
Yeah,
that size.
Yeah,
that's what they're dealing with there. Let's definitely change the topic because your boy's in fight and flight, and dude, that's a fear of mine. Big time spiders, man. Big time spiders. I have several memories of just being pinned, me against spider, who will come out as the winner.
Victor, you would have never watched that movie, 8-Legged Freaks.
No, I haven't. And even when
a spider the size of like
when I kill a spider, it's always like the inner monologue. It's like, I've won, but at what cost? Because a bit of me dies.
It's like a hydra.
Yeah,
the kid cut its head off to more of you. I saw a video the other day. I'll just go one more thing. I saw a GIF the other day where this guy was in a tent in camping, and they had a spider, and they we're like, kill it, quick. And as they squish it, like 50 million babies come out of it and starts climbing all over the tent. My worst nightmare, that is as well.
Oh, you're making my skin crawl.
Oh, I think speaking about interesting bugs though, when I was a kid, we were at school one day and we saw this really, it looked like a cricket had fused with some other animal. And we were watching this thing and it had the back legs of a cricket and its front legs looked like some other ridiculous animal. And this thing buried itself in the dirt. It was a cricket and it dug into the ground and disappeared. And I ended up looking it up. It's called a mole cricket.
Bring that up.
Super weird.
Let's have a look. Have you heard of that? I don't know if it's an infection, but it essentially is like it creates zombie ants. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, it's a disease. Yeah, this is it. I remember looking at this going, what the hell is this thing?
Oh, that is really interesting.
See that? Like
it's a chunky boy.
Ugh, I'm getting creeped out. I can't look at any more bugs now. Now you freak me out.
Dude, that zombie ant thing's freaky because it affects,
and it's spiders. It's a parasite that gets into them and it makes them go up really high and it controls their body and turns them into a zombie, and then it goes up really high and grows this fungus out of them, and then the fungus shoots out and collects and goes on to other things.
Like if you were to look at this, look these up, like these ants get like their eyes get white over them and they start growing these like extra crap out of their body and it spreads like an infection. Like
and they literally get taken over, so they're dead, and then the parasite is then, or the virus is controlling them,
and its whole sole purpose is to infect the whole colony.
Yeah, and it usually goes up somewhere high to a branch and then dies, out. And then it spreads out into these big spores. Thank God it cannot be passed to humans.
The Last of Us.
God, yes.
What if that does develop into humans? You reckon that's possible?
No, I don't know. I hope not. My God, I'd be
These things can just happen, man. That would be like a World War Z type thing. Yeah. I reckon it would happen so quickly.
Yep.
Just based off COVID, it would just spread like crazy. Yep. Do you think the world's ready now if something like that would happen because of COVID?
Nope. We
haven't learned?
No, man. I said this a million times. If COVID was slightly more deadly, we would all be fucked. Completely. Yeah. Our country did nothing for 18 months when COVID was running rampant around the world. We've done really well considering we have the lowest per capita infections and deaths than I think in pretty much any other country. We're doing amazing. But if it was any more deadly, completely fucked. Or if it was war or anything at our doorstep, we would have no clue. Yeah. And that our government at the time, thank God they're out, our government at the time sat around twiddling their thumbs for 18 months and didn't boost up any hospitals, didn't boost up any medical care while the rest of the world struggled with COVID. We were lucky to dodge it the first time and we pretty much lived normally for a year, 18 months. Then the second round happened with the one that Delta, the one that really started infecting everyone, and then it just ran us over. And it's like, well, why are we not doing anything for the last year and a half?
Where have we been? Being an island.
Yeah. And why haven't we ramped up hospitals? Why haven't we ramped up care? How come we don't have the vaccines ready to go? It was like COVID didn't exist when it happened. It's like, oh, now we got to do something. Oh, I was just so devastated. It was ridiculous.
It was like a horror movie because if you were to look back at it, it's like that 28 days later when you see like the news reports and they're like, something is happening, developing in this country, and you're just watching the news and you're like, interesting.
Okay, interesting.
And then next couple months later,
yeah, what have we done? So yeah, those zombies would wreck us.
I would be terrified if that was a thing, and that reminds me of World War Z. So that I'll just picture that.
It'd be that they just overrun you right away. Yeah. You'd be totally screwed. Yeah. All right, I got something else I wanted to show you, and I came across in some news.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty funny. Okay, so this just reminds me so much of why I hate society.
Okay,
and why our society is essentially broken, and some people can just get away with murder, like not murder, but the way some people can make a living is just so disturbing, and it kind of upsets me that you're just gifted this talent, let's say, or you gifted these genetics and you can just do this. So
I feel like I'm going to be right by you with whatever you're going to say next.
So the title of this post I found was "Woman who sold farts now makes $5,000 per day selling boob sweat." So this chick is selling her farts for a living.
Cool. first ticket to Alice Springs, please.
Yeah, okay. So, a woman who was making a small fortune selling her own farts, you'll be delighted to know she's back flogging her boob sweat instead. Despite making bank from her gassy goods last year, Steph Matto from Connecticut, US, has announced her early retirement because she was hospitalized due to the diet to make her fart more. She was on this crazy gassy diet to make her farts like extra stinky, and she was selling them in a jar. And she is not the first to do this. Heaps of girls are doing this.
I know it's a thing. Use panties and feet pics and whatever floats your boat. But
yeah. So
yeah, I know what you mean, dude.
It's this paragraph had me in stitches.
And then it's just going to be a bunch of being like, get your bank, girl.
Yeah, and look,
get your cash.
My God, I feel like if I could do this shit, I would. But this girl's obviously a good-looking woman. She's quite plastic-looking. You can tell she's had surgery.
Okay.
Probably her
She got the
lips
cash
and
for it?
face, whatever. And she's she's a good-looking woman, but she's selling her farts because I guess, thirsty motherfuckers out there want to fart. Self-proclaimed fartrepreneur opted for a high
I hate that a lot.
Yeah.
I hate that a lot.
Fartrepreneur.
I really, really hate that.
She had
don't G yourself up. Don't talk it up. You're just farting, and that's it. To put a name on it. As a profession.
It's a thing.
Get out of here. It's not a thing.
Opted for a high fiber diet, living off beans and eggs, which didn't go down too well with her insides when she was experiencing chest pain causing by excess gas. So there's a picture of her in her. I should record this. Was it Control Shift 5?
By the way,
I have no idea what I'm doing here.
There's a large part of me. I think it's 3 or 5 or 6, not 4.
I don't know what That's it. I got it.
There's a big part of me that also doesn't believe this whole hospital story. By the way, I have a big feeling that she's very capable of pretending that the farts are in whatever canister she is selling.
Yeah, and
to keep up the illusion, make up a scenario where she was doing so much work for her fans that she had to go to hospital because of her stinky diet.
Oh yeah,
where, I think that someone like that
be doing it for the clicks, doing it for the views.
Yeah, I would highly I wouldn't be surprised if the whole hospital thing was fake.
Yeah, there's her in hospital.
Yeah,
bless up, 2 fingers, peace and love. So she made a full recovery. He's now selling boob sweat. So appeared on 90 Day Fiance, claims putting a jar of her fans takes her 15 minutes. So she sits in the sun for 15 minutes, sells 10 bottles a day at $500.
How do you
she just sits in the sun under a titty.
Yeah, but I could run. I sweat like crazy.
It's hard work. Don't be fooled.
I could run and I will sweat, but I don't think I'd even be able to fill up a one water bottle of sweat.
No. She's just doing a tiny little vial,
little vials.
couple drops.
Oh, okay.
Couple drops.
She's a good-looking girl.
Yeah, but
wow,
that's the fart jar.
Okay.
And there's more of some other girl selling it. I tried to zoom into this. What is this called? Cutie Toots.
Oh,
that's what she's calling it. Obviously, this chick is way more plastic. Her boobs are so fake.
That's it's Hatsune Miku.
There you go. Cutie Toot.
How's that?
Cutie patooties. That's what it is. Cutie patooties, and it's sitting on her butt.
What's going on with those pockets on those cheeks there?
Dude, guys are disgusting who buy this stuff. But there's a big culture in Japan of you can buy used panties in vending machines over there.
There's scat porn and all that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
Do you remember? You know the creator of McAfee?
McAfee? Yeah.
Do you hear about all his shit?
Oh, no, I haven't heard. Is he dead now?
Yeah.
He died, right?
Epstein style, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, he was on an island and he was
got hard into drugs. I know that.
He was paying the maids and stuff to shit on him.
Yeah.
And there's a whole like documentary, and like he would like get a hammock and cut a little hole and lie under the hammock and make these women like do it. And they're like, they've never done this before. And they're just like, and he's just describing how like, he'd be like, he cut the hammock and make it do the shit. And imagine that, dude.
So I saw him on an interview not that long ago, right before his death. And he looked like he was coked out of his mind. That guy was hard into drugs.
He was living up the rich lifestyle.
He was like earning hundreds of millions.
Yeah. But crazy, man. Like what?
John McAfee.
What leads guys to get to these fetishes?
Okay. I think like you just go into this world where you have so much money, you have so much stuff, and you know, it's like, oh, I have no meaning in life anymore because I'm not working the grind. Think about when you use a game, right? You're playing a game. This is how I've perceived it and done my soul searching for my life, right?
Mm-hmm. What gets you off?
No.
I've done all the porn.
You're playing Sims. Let's say you're playing Sims and you're getting that grind out. You're like, oh, I got to get that level up, get the money, get the thing. Then I can get that new job, and then I can go get that new thing that builds my skills up a bit more. The second you use the cheat codes and you get everything, you're like, nah, I'm bored.
Right.
You're like, I'm done. Like, this game is no fun because I'm not going for the grind anymore. I'm not working anymore, right? So my theory is that once you achieve that in life and money is no option anymore, right? You can have essentially anything you want. You're like, I want a Lambo. Yeah, I got it. I want this. I got it. I got the new house. I got it. You can essentially have so much stuff in so little amount of time that you'll constantly just be like, well, what else can I get out of life? You know, I can get any hookers. I can have all the women I want.
You can have all the sex you want. So you need
all the sex I want.
Yeah.
I can have all the women I want. I can have all the crazy fantasies I want. So where do you go from there? You're like, well, I need to get dirtier and I need to get crazier with my shit because I'm not getting a thrill from the normal stuff I used to get anymore. I can have so many drugs. I can have this. It's money. Like I just got money.
But I understand that for these rich guys, but I can't imagine all this woman's fans are rich dudes.
You don't know, but you think they're all filthy fetishes out there. That's got to be like the least concern.
That makes sense for the people that have the money. What if what about some of these guys that don't have the money and they're still buying this stuff? How do they get there?
What do you mean? Just $500? Who doesn't have $500?
But how do they get to that fetish?
Yeah.
They're not multimillionaires.
No, okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, for sure, like that. Sorry, I think I went off on a tangent on there a little bit. But
I'm trying to figure out how do these guys get there.
Porn ruins your brain.
And you think that they've seen enough porn that like it's not even like I want to just look at like different scenarios. It's like I want to see people get farted on.
No, you get the thrill of just knowing that this came out of that woman.
Right. Okay.
It's like, oh my God, I'm getting turned on. It's like, I know this has touched her. I know this came out of her. It's like her bodily fluids. It's like you're getting off on that because one, porn has ruined, like, it essentially warps the mind of saying, I can have all these, it's kind of like a drug. You can have all these kind of fetishes and crazy things. It's like you're just going, so many things happening at once, and you can just be like, click the next tab, click the next thing, and it will just warp your mind. Yeah, and it will just warp your mind. And a lot of people who I haven't looked into it, but so one of my big heroes is Terry Crews, the actor, and because of the life he's overcome, because of his upbringing and the person he is now.
Right.
He talked about very openly, he had a massive porn addiction. Like he was like, it was ruining his life. Right. And he said it was just like, he couldn't stop thinking about it. It was just every second of every day. And the stuff he had to look at was grossing him out.
Right.
So he'd be like, look at the porn, jack off, and then be like so upset after and be like, I feel disgusting in myself. Why am I doing this? And he said, I got to stop. I got to get some help.
Right.
I think he went to rehab and everything.
He had some rough sexual assaults at one stage as well, didn't he?
Yeah. I know heaps about that. So one of the movie producers he was working with, I think it was...
I don't know if that's also a flag word for podcasts and all that.
What?
To say sexual assault. So I don't know.
Who cares?
The Murdoch
Oh, whatever. Doesn't affect us. Fuck you, Murdoch. So,
holy shit, FBI!
Oh shit, they're here, man!
Open up! You dissed our Lord and
I
Savior.
was like, why is that guy with a gun walking through my house? So yeah, he came out saying that one of the producers, I think from, what was that movie he did with Stallone and Dolph Lundgren, the big one? Where they
The Expendables?
The Expendables, that's it. I think maybe on the guy or the producer of that film, who was a big producer of the, I don't know if it was MGM or whoever, or Warner Brothers, one of those guys, he came out and just openly named him and said, this guy at a party just grabbed me by my, by my penis and just like laughed at him and was like, what was kind of saying that, sorry about that, was saying that he grabbed it and made fun of him, and the guy backed, like he pushed him off and said, hey, what are you doing? And the guy went to grab him again.
Yeah.
And said like, I can do this. Like this is just something I do.
Yeah. Wow.
And everyone didn't do anything. And he said he felt like violated in that moment.
For sure.
I would too.
For sure.
And he said he wanted to like, because he's so much bigger
in that industry, so brave to speak out, because and you have to make sure when you do speak out, it hits ears like crazy.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't get the traction straight away, you're out, dude.
Yeah.
You get Epsteined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thankful that he was so open about it, and he didn't react violently, which could have put him in jail and stuff. But he said
he's going to control.
He wanted to just absolutely beat the shit out of the guy.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously, he's a massive guy. He's probably towering over him.
Jacked.
Yeah, and he said he was ready to absolutely annihilate him, but he said that's not me. That's not what I want to do. And he walked away and was able to, channel his anger somewhere else, respectively. Respectably. And he's a big hero of mine for the stuff he's overcome. And that shit should not happen to anyone. And, I actually wrote some notes about just how messed up Hollywood is in general. And we'll circle back to that when after whatever you come up with.
Yeah, that's some deep stuff, man.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's just messed up what people will get into, I think. And the fetishes and things that people do. It's just like once you get to that level, it's like you're just pushing past to this kind of mentality of like, I got to get something even crazier to get me off now. I think that's what happens.
Some are natural, right? Like a foot fetish.
Yeah.
That's a quite common one for guys.
Yeah, feet.
I don't understand it.
I do not get it. It grosses me out, if anything.
I hate feet.
I don't looking at like people's feet.
I don't want anyone's feet near me because, especially if you're walking barefoot, dude.
Yeah.
Those are dirty feet.
Yeah.
In high school, I had a YouTube account, and I had this video of me and my high school mates, and it was this stupid video of just we would pretend to stand on each other's backs or stomachs. Mm-hmm. It was just a stupid video, and because the name of the video was like standing on my friend or something like that, I remember getting like 200 followers or views. That video just went off, and I'm like, it's just like this is recorded on a phone camera
back then, which before iPhone, right?
Nothing. The whole thing's just shaky. It's 240p. It's probably like a minute and a half long of a video, no context, just very, very strange video. And then I got like 3 or 4 subscribers. But
did it go to your head?
It did. I've
got 3 subscribers now, guys.
Dude,
I made it.
Basically, after that happened, I was paying women to shit through a hammock on my chest.
It hit me that hard right away.
Fame just got to me, man. Swallowed me up.
So what happened?
So these like 3 or 4 subscribers, I noticed that like the display pictures were all like feet related. And I remember looking on a guy's account, and he had several videos of him lying naked on a couch, face down, and humping the couch and licking and sucking on shoes, and then you saw his dick, dude, and he was
just on YouTube.
On YouTube,
Whoa.
and he was fucking the shoe, and then another YouTube channel was a woman and a guy just sucking on her toes, and I was like, I have acquired some foot fetish people because of a video of me and my friends standing on each other, because I guess they would have just typed in like standing on people or whatever foot fetish they have.
Like standing on people barefoot or something like. Wow.
So I had like three or 5 subscribers.
So these people, and how many views did you get on the video? A couple hundred, you said.
Yeah, it had a little blow up. Like, I'm not saying like
So you
thousands,
somehow
but
triggered. Dude, that's scary because you were underage at the time.
I
too.
was, dude. Well, high school kids.
Whoa. So you accidentally made some sort of accidental fetish video.
Yeah,
that
even though like we're like
it wasn't a fetish that you made
No.
or with that intention.
Dude, we're
but
in
for
school
some
uniform.
reason it got, but maybe that was the fetish for these people too.
That is so
that you were
messed up.
underage.
That is so messed up. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because
That's
you
worse.
yourself were underage, so they're like, "Oh my god, there's kids doing this shit."
Yeah, I never really thought about that. That is very strange.
Man, I just
thought it was a foot thing.
Do you feel grossed out when you saw that? So at the
I felt
time
grossed out when I saw the video of the dude because he was this fat, dirty dude.
How old were you when you were watching this?
I was in high school, late high school, so I probably
16, 17?
Yeah, 16, 17.
Did you feel disturbed when you saw that he had watched your video? But did you make the connection back then that this is why he was watching your video? Or you just thought, he's randomly watched my video?
No, I definitely made the connection because they're all foot-related pages.
Okay.
I made the connection that, the standing on my friend, the name has triggered these people to look at my video. And this is fucking Wild Wild West YouTube days.
Yep.
This is before the apocalypse and all that sort of shit. So this was running rampant. You had all types of content on YouTube back then. And
That's pretty gross.
I mean, if you want to take the reins real quick, I can see if I can hack into my old account and I'll try and get up some views real quick. I'll give you some numbers.
Get the numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let me see if I can get that.
All right, let me try and hold down the fort.
If I haven't deleted the video, it's an
Yeah.
old one.
All right, well, I'll tell a story randomly that I had one in the back. A cat known for its oversized eyes, wonky feet, and became the mayor of a small Michigan town called Hell.
Can I just interrupt real quick, guys? By while Dan's been saying this story this whole time, he's just had a juicy big ass on his screen of with a jar on top saying "cutie patooties," and it's just funny because
I only saw the pockets. It doesn't even look like a butt. It looks like a rug.
yeah, it's a very like old school rug, but it's
Pre-orders the scent jar.
It's just funny that this big ass just been on your screen the whole time. Anyway, yeah, sorry, continue. So big cute eyes.
Big cat will rule. Black cat will rule over Hell. The place is called Hell. It's in Michigan. It's a small town, and I thought, why do these places let animals become mayors and shit? What's up with that? I had to look into it. Anyone can become mayor of this place called Hell for a single day, and it's part of the town's shtick. Pets, though, another thing. Sunday, April 24th was the first day that a cat and any animal was allowed to become mayor. Jinx was the cat's name. Anyway, I thought that was funny.
That's pretty cute.
What's up with that? I don't get why white people like let that happen. It's like, what does politics become? It's like, just let the cat be mayor.
I like to think that if it's a small town, everyone's just really happy in that town.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Everyone can agree that's just
the town's
fun.
called Hell.
It's kind of fucked up, but
yeah, I like it. Like, it's kind of fucked up, but it's good.
Yeah, it's happy.
Yeah.
So I've got the video up here.
Yes.
I guess I've since made it private, so there's no comments on it. 36,000 views.
Whoa, that was heaps more than I thought.
I'm going to play it for Daniel, but unfortunately, guys, I will not be putting it on the video because it does contain, I guess, underage kids at the time. Even though there's nothing sexual happening. My mistake. We're not in school uniform, but we're just in a car park, and you can see for yourself.
I'm going in deep.
There's really, it's just the type of content that high school kids would find funny. My friend is lying on his back, and we're just taking turns pretending to step on his stomach while he makes a stupid sound every time we step on his stomach.
Yeah, this is
just messing around after school, just doing dumb skits.
It's really not. You would not get turned on by this at all.
And the camera quality is just shit. We're in a random car park.
Very shaky.
I think this is just after school, and we're just like, that's a funny sound, and let's make a video about that. And there's no context. And man, I remember accruing a few.
Is it your most popular video?
No. Actually, it is. I thought this other video was my most popular, where it's a 5-second video of me just dropping a bag on my friend's stomach, and he just makes a sound, and it's just that. It's just stupid high school stuff.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. That has 30,000 views. This has 36,000 views. So that's my highest viewed video on this channel, and that's strange. I don't remember at what time in my life I made that account private because I haven't posted it to it in over 10 years, but
Yeah, it'd be hard to get off, I think, on what you did, like camera shaky, all that stuff. But I think back in the day, before porn was gone out of control and YouTube was exactly what it is now, where you can find a lot of this crazy stuff online, maybe you were one of the first videos that someone could actually find of other people walking on them at the time. Because that was uploaded 15 years ago now.
It's an old one. I'm trying to find out who my subscribers are. How do I find that out?
I think in YouTube Studio. It wouldn't be on that app. The app is called YouTube Studio.
Oh, I can't just click subscribers and find out? Oh,
no,
that's
you have to go
annoying.
YouTube Studio.
Anyway, I was going to try and see if we could look these accounts up.
No. Yeah. But no, you can't.
I got a total of 28 subscribers on this channel.
All feet related.
No, that'd be so freaky. I mean, I only
Can you
remember.
even see who subscribes to you now in a big list or no? I think you can. You just have to. It's convoluted.
Yeah, probably. But how freaky is that?
Super weird. And the fact that that you just accidentally made fetish porn without realizing it.
And we're kids.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty stressful. I would haunt me in my sleep, be like, who is beating off to this? And the fact that you found porn on YouTube as well is pretty disturbing. I mean, especially the type it was.
Yeah.
You ever seen 2 Girls, 1 Cup?
Of course I have.
I haven't. I've never been able to.
You haven't seen it?
I saw it for about 2 seconds and I couldn't go through with it. I started gagging.
Oh yeah, dude. It's so disgusting. And I have seen similar things since that, there's little dumb WhatsApp videos that get sent around and stuff like that between
Thank God I don't have people sending me that stuff now, but I watched Two Girls, 1 Cup for about a split second. And I saw the poop coming out and I thought, no, that's not for me. And I literally was gagging. Just the I couldn't do it. That was so fucked. I can't even think about it now. I'll be sick.
I don't think I've seen it since high school, but
I think
it was
when you're a kid, you can watch crazier stuff without being affected. Now I think I get more affected than I did.
No, definitely not, man. I some of those videos that used to go around during high school, have stuck with me, scarred me.
Like what?
Just when you
One Guy, One Jar,
that sort of stuff.
Oh, that was. But also my friend passed out watching that.
Oh my gosh!
While we're watching it, he went unconscious and then woke up and he's like, "What happened?" So we're watching it, and
such a nerdy kid.
The guy, trigger warning. The guy sits on a jar, crushes in his butthole,
and it was
it was an empty jar. So now he still continued to do it after that, by the way, but now he fills them with water.
Oh, I remember an urban legend of just he died. No one knows what happened.
No, he still posts videos.
He never learned his lesson.
No, but he just fills it out with water now, so the pressure doesn't change on the inside of the jar. So he sits on a jar to stretch his butthole, and the jar crushed in his butt. And there was so much glass and blood coming out of his ass, and he's picking it out on camera. As it gets crushed and the blood starts coming out, my friend just goes boop and collapses on the floor. Jesus. And then he starts twitching a little bit. I'm like, I think he had a mini seizure. He starts
I'd be so scared.
Yeah, I was like, I thought he was joking.
Oh my God.
And I said to him,
that is a high school thing to do.
Dude, get up. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And he goes, what happened? With that slurry, what happened? And we just died laughing. We go, dude, you fucking passed out. He goes,
I like how you just laugh and he's almost died.
And he was so sad.
He could have cracked his head and you guys are like,
he just fell on the carpet.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We're in his bedroom. Good times.
No, I'm talking about seeing death happen and or murder or something like that. Things like that. I remember
the beheading videos back in the day. Yeah, that was pretty. Thank God it was low quality.
Oh, thank God. But that those images are burnt into my mind.
Yep.
Yeah, messed up stuff. Let's change the subject.
Okay. Next.
We don't want any young listeners fainting.
Yeah, maybe we'll do one more each.
Yeah.
Okay, hit me, boy. What do you got?
I got this interesting event in history, I guess you could call it. It's a type of hysteria that happened, and this event is called the Miracle of the Sun, also known as Miracle of Fatima or Fatima.
Yep.
So the year is 1917. Date October 13th. In a small town of Fatima, Portugal, 3 local shepherd children come to the town saying that they've just been in contact with Mother Mary, and that she's going to come down and perform miracles over the town.
Yep.
And according to them, she had told them that to gather as many people as they can to a specific area because she was going to let her power be known in front of the world.
What year is this?
1917.
Whoa! So First World War.
This has been recorded. And so there was a lot of hype about this because, religious. And
back then,
and not educated. And
times are very different back then.
So you apparently this hype went on for a few weeks, and 30 to 40,000 people came to see this event.
Holy crap! Back then, that would have been enormous,
massive. A local report does state that 100,000 people came, but I don't know.
It's hard to guess.
And at that time, I don't know. You can imagine some dude in Portugal is just like, there must be 100,000 people here. And it's just like 30,000, but like still a lot of people. Never seen that many people in his life.
Yeah, that's it. And that's why he's like, it's a million.
Yeah, there must be a billion people here.
Yeah.
I can't count this many people. So there was a huge gathering, and this is the weird part about this event. So according to the witnesses there, which a lot of them have stated this, the sun started glowing, shot down to earth, paused, and then danced around and zigzagged, shot back up into the sky, and started to shoot out these different hues of like greens and blues and purples that what people were seeing. And some people started seeing like strange apparitions. And the leading scientific theory for what has happened at this event was that too many people stared at the sun too long, and that they just started hallucinating and didn't know that, staring at the sun will start messing up with your eyes and making you see different colors and stuff. And, if you stare at a bright light and you look around, you've seen that light flying around with you.
Yeah.
I don't know how educated these people were, but
it's like mass psychosis.
Yeah, it's a mass hysteria. And, that's the leading scientific theory. But what do you reckon, man? You reckon a bunch of people saw something, or it was just a bunch of people staring at the sun?
I think it's mass hysteria where people start, people like there's so much energy of people wanting to see something.
I saw it with my own eyes and they never saw it.
And they never saw anything.
Yeah.
So everyone's just mass hysteria. Or, they stared at the sun for too long and they started burning their retinas and they're like, oh, the colors, look at this. And then the next person's like, well, I need to be a part of this, so I don't want to miss out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at it.
Yeah. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
Mother Mary.
Plus 1917, people were probably almost doing witch hunts still.
Yeah.
So, like anything would have built. Why did this kid also come up with this idea in the first place?
Yeah, I would like to know where what they heard and stuff like that. Maybe they hit that little acacia bush a little too hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, they got a little bit too high.
Yeah. Mother Mary, talk to me.
Oh my God, I saw her. She's coming down this day. Everyone's like, whoa.
Yeah. Be there or be square.
Yep. People believe and get in on hopes.
Especially when it's religious. Oh my God, they flock to it.
Yeah. When people have a pancake and they...
Oh, yes.
And it burns in a slightly picture of Jesus or Mary, and then people go nuts or they sell the thing online and...
Yeah.
There's so much mass hype around it, and it's just a fucking pancake with a weird burn in it.
Yeah.
It's Jesus. He's come for me.
Have you seen this video, dude? That reminded me of this.
In the beginning, it was a little hard to believe, and I'd just go home at night and I say, well, this is crazy. This is a little too weird for me. But after 4 years, you kind of get into the swing of it. It becomes normal. I mean, after you've seen our haunted toaster.
Right here where it says put one slice, we heard, I am the devil.
What kind of voice did the devil have?
A very low voice, I'd say sounded like Eli Wallach.
Have you saved any of this satanic toast?
Yes, I did save it because I wanted to be sure that somebody else would see it. Now this one, can you see that, Richard?
She thinks that
Satan
happened.
lives. Just terrible.
Is the toaster still possessed?
We still have
There's
trouble off and on
no
with
way
it. Yes.
it did that. She scratched it.
Of course she did.
Oh, see now it's...
I just hold it down.
It seems to be aware. Oh!
Why have you kept this toaster?
Well, Richard, you know, when
Wanna be
all is
famous.
said and
Dude,
done,
this is not real.
it
That's
makes
fake.
good toast.
For today, Boyd Matson, NBC News, Boca Raton,
Wow.
Florida.
The flames were totally fake.
Did they add that in?
Yes.
Someone did it in post?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe someone's edited the video for YouTube,
Yeah.
but she legitimately thought she was going to get away with carving Satan lives. Like, how small is your life that you don't even realize that how like what people believe in? To imagine thinking you can genuinely convince people that happened.
No, I think the whole thing is like a skit.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's legit.
Her reaction was kind of like so odd.
I think maybe something might have happened, like a spark or something, but someone's edited that flame in post.
No, I think the whole thing was made up. Like done on
At that
purpose
time,
to
it
be.
looks like it's from the 70s.
No, MTV's been around a long time.
That's true.
My initial reaction was that her reaction was the whole thing was staged.
Even with the
including reaction. Yeah, this guy fake, everything fake.
Yeah, right.
It's like those news stories that get the fuck her right in the pussy. That was fake. The whole thing was.
It was set up.
Yeah, look up behind the scenes. Fuck her right in the pussy. And they have multiple takes of him running onto camera and pulling the mic, and he like misses the grab, and he's like, I'll do it again.
But is that after the initial one?
Nope, all of them.
Because I remember
Because there was multiple. And so, yeah, behind the scenes. Make sure you click like behind the scenes. It was full fake.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep, that one.
This
Top one. Yeah, they're guiding him, showing how to do it. And the guy comes out and says, we are a viral marketing specialist. See, that's the initial one. That was the first one. The news companies are not even real.
I need to see the original video.
That was her, the big woman at the beginning. I think other companies then jumped on to kind of get his publicity happening for them too. But the original one is fake. I'm 100%. The John Kane guy is the viral marketing guy behind it. I looked into it.
I'm not convinced based off that first video. I'll have to do it. I'll look into it.
Look into it. I'm about 100% sure that it's fake.
Interesting.
Man,
Wow.
we're at time. We're at time 100%.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how marketing is now. Just got to get viral and do it
Yeah.
and go like a plague.
They're really trying to like act like they're doing like 3 steps ahead, and
It blew up. People loved it.
it's very easy for the people that watch the news, that generation, because they don't know any better. But for people like us, you're like, okay, I see right through that.
I am too skeptical now of so much, but back when Fuck Her Right in the Pussy is, I thought that was real, but that was a while ago now.
Yeah.
I was a more immature man
Pre-COVID.
now. As a more wise young man, I know these things.
You can see through the veil.
I see the code. I see the matrix. I'm there. All right, we're done, man. That's it. We're
That's it?
100% time. It's probably our longest episode ever.
Wow. That's cool.
All right, we got to get the next one a bit shorter, I think.
We'll trim it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching to this episode of Double Dose.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you, love you, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you later.
Bye.